black people are not Africans. That's the topic today. In the conscious community, the Pan-African community, in all of the blackity-black communities have failed black people in America, man.
Right.
They have failed, and we are not no damn Africans. We are God's chosen people. And you might wonder, how are we God's chosen people? How is a nigga from the ghetto God's chosen people? Well, we're going to show you how black people got here, and it's in the Bible. Slavery is in the Bible, and that's how we got here. Black people are not African. You are the children of God, man.
Right.
Go ahead. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68, and we're going to find out how did black people get here, because it's in the Bible.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now the Bible says that the Lord will bring us into Egypt again with ships. Black people had already been in Egypt. We spent 430 years as slaves in hard bondages in Egypt. And now we were in the wilderness with Moses, and he gave us laws to follow. And the Lord said, if you follow these things, this is what's going to happen. But if you don't follow them, this is what's going to happen to you. Go ahead, Ak.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Now what it's saying is that we were going to Egypt again by ships. The word Egypt means house of bondage. The Lord said we would go in bondage again, but this time we would go by ships. Now there is only one people on the planet, on the face of the earth, that went into slavery as a nation on cargo slave ships. And you know who they are. Go ahead, Ak.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Wait. It said you shall be, once they went to Egypt again on ships, they would be sold to their enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. That's slavery. That's being sold into slavery. And that only happened to one group of people. It happened to God's people. So we're showing you in the Bible that slavery is in the Bible, and it was prophesied 4,000 years ago. All right? Give me Exodus 1 and 11. Because for some reason, it ain't for any reason, it's because the United States government and their educational system have always taught that because black people came from West Africa, that we are Africans, when really we are God's chosen people. Did anybody got a Zondervan here? Anybody got a Zondervan? If you read any Bible dictionary, it'll tell you the difference between the Hamites and the Shemites. Well, black people derive from Shem, and Africans derive from a man named Ham. You understand? In the Zondervan specifically, it'll tell you that the Ham is the father of the dark races, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Canaanites, but not the Negroes. The Negroes, who are you black people who came on slave ships, are the children of Jacob. You're the children of Israel. You get what I'm saying? Give me that, what I asked for, I wanted Exodus 1 and 11. The reason why I wanted Exodus 1 and 11, I wanted to pose the question. Once black people got here in America, what happened to us in America? Because if you look at America, America it was set up just like ancient Egypt. You ever ask yourself why it's a pyramid on a dollar bill? I got a dollar. I got a dollar. There's a pyramid on here. If you can get this, brother. You ever wonder why there's a pyramid on the dollar bill? Because America is set up just like Egypt. They even have the obelisk just like Egypt at the Washington Monument. America did exactly what Egypt did, which is to enslave the children of Israel and have them build up their cities and build their nation. Black, Hispanic, and Native American people built America. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people are the lifeblood of America. If Black and Hispanic and Native Indian people said, hey, I'm not coming to work tomorrow, America would fall overnight. Am I lying? I'm not lying. Who's your janitors? Who's picking your food in the fields? Who's working in the warehouses? Who's driving your buses? Right here. Who's driving your buses? Blacks and Hispanics. Who are your security guards? Blacks and Hispanics. We're the lifeblood of America. Without us, America wouldn't be anything. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what they did. They built America just like Egypt was built. Egypt was built on the children of Israel, off the backs of the children of Israel. It's not nothing, it's not no mystery. It's not a coincidence. It's because you are God's chosen people, man. Go ahead and give me that. Exodus 1 and 11.
Come on. The book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters of afflict them with their burdens.
Now in Egypt, they put over us taskmasters to afflict us with our burdens. What is a taskmaster? It's somebody to make sure you work. Somebody to make sure you on task, that you're doing your job and that you're building a company. Well, today it's time off task. A lot of jobs have this thing called time off task. You got your supervisor, your little managers and everybody that come by and make sure you are working. Make sure you are being productive. Well, in ancient Egypt, they put taskmasters over the children of Israel to make sure they was working. Make sure they was making those bricks and building those cities and building those pyramids. Go ahead, I'll keep reading.
Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. They built those beautiful cities. You know those ancient ruins people like to go to on a vacation and go see? Those were built by the Israelites. They built treasure cities. What are treasure cities today? Hollywood, New York, Chicago, Miami. Those are treasure cities. Those are the cities that are the great cities of the so-called white man in America, where people want to go to and visit. Those cities were built by black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. The same as in ancient Egypt. We built treasure cities for the pharaohs. You can drop that out. Give me Amos 7 and 17. This is just showing you that black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indian people are the children of Israel. We just got to put the clues together. And guess what? You don't even have to do that. You can get into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, where we will teach you your identity according to the Bible. And guess what? The Lord is forcing this to happen. You know why? Because black people are losing hope in all of the religious systems that are in the earth. And when I talk about the religious systems...
The book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
The Bible says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Our people have always trusted in Egypt. When we came out of Egypt, the Lord brought us out with a great slaughter, and we turned right around and hated Moses and tried to fight against Moses and serve those Egyptian gods, man. We've always thought that we were Egyptian. We've always thought that we're African. But we out here to show you that there is a difference between black people that came on slave ships and Africans. Who the hell you think sold you? A lot of y'all think that Africa is being brutalized by, taken advantage of by Europeans. But what you don't know about the history is that the Europeans went there and sat down with African kings, and they negotiated, and they decided who they were going to sell. Africans didn't sell their own people. Everybody in antiquity was black. Everybody was black. It doesn't mean they were the same. The Lord made 18 different nations. They all were black. Right. You understand? But they had different gods and different cultures. And black man and black woman, you got a different culture. Your culture is the 12 tribes of Israel. Your culture is right here on this sign, man. Right. Your culture is keeping the law, statute, and commandments. Right. Your culture is not hating your brother and killing your brother for no goddamn reason. Right. Your culture is not selling drugs to your people. That's your culture. Right. That's your culture, black woman. Your culture is loving one another and not hating one another over a goddamn hairstyle, man. Right. That's your culture. Brotherhood and sisterhood, treating each other how you want to be treated, man. That's your culture. If you would have loved your brother, if the Africans was our people, why in the hell did they put us on slave ships if we're their brothers? Right. We ain't they goddamn brothers. And when they come over here, they treat us like garbage and they put their nose up to us, man. Right. That's what they do with us. Right. And a lot of you black people, like these sisters right here, know what I'm talking about. A lot of black people will agree with this, but for some reason, when we say we not Africans, they just can't swallow that pill. But they know that Africans treat them different. Right. They move into other different parts of the city, don't even want to live by you. You get what I'm saying? They don't even want to live by us or deal with us. That's just like an Asian, just like an East Indian, it's no different. So why in the hell is it a problem for us to only love black people? Right. If they gonna love one another, why can't we love one another? Right. That's our culture. We ain't never been African. Right. We ain't never been African. You understand? We just been brainwashed by this educational system to believe that we are African. You understand? And everybody looks at us the same when we are not the same. We're just two black nations that came from the same continent. We may look a little similar, but we ain't the same. No different than Chinese and Japanese. They come from the same continent, and if you call a Chinese Japanese, he will be offended by you calling him Japanese.
Right.
You know, back in the day, it used to be a thing where we used to say African booty scratcher. That was like the worst thing you could say to a black person. We didn't like that. And you know why? Because we knew we wasn't African.
I.S.U.P.K.